football like a freezing cold day at the lakefront at Mercenary Field in Chirac, Illinois. That and the smell of a nice tailgate barbecue. Smell that.
It's not just the tailgate that's cooking, Grim. It's the whole pickup. Look out! It just went up in flames, along with those 2 police cars.
Chirac, my kind of town.
The Carcass City Creeps take on the Midway Mutants.
Hello, Comic Clan. LJ here. I'm very excited to introduce you to the world of Mutant League today with the early access release of Mutant League Football 2 from Digital Dreams Entertainment. It can be found on Steam for the price of $24.99. Mutant Football League 1 and 2 are spiritual successors to Mutant League Football, released on the Sega Genesis in 1993, which received a hockey-themed follow-up called Mutant League Hockey. Fans of the original franchise will be happy to know that the original lead designer, Michael Menheim, is in charge of this new series. This modern rendition kicked off in 2017 via Steam Early Access with the release of Mutant Football League. I had the opportunity to cover it for a previous outlet and put dozens of hours into it via the Dynasty Edition on the Switch, so I was stoked when I heard a Mutant League Football 2 was on the horizon about a month ago. MFL2 takes the same approach and was released into early access on May 31st of 2024. Many features from the first game are currently unavailable, but will come with more updates. For now, the presentation and small quality of life improvements are where the game currently shines. Sadly, EA Sports still has the NFL license in a headlock, so we don't have many options outside of Madden. That means we haven't had a proper Blitz game in what feels like forever. However, Mutant League Football also doubles as a successor to NFL Blitz. Do I need to say more? The gameplay is pretty much the same as how you remember. That includes the powerbomb tackles, late hits, and the legendary Tim Kitzrow himself returns as an in-game commentator. Tim is accompanied by a few original characters who have the foulest mouths, while lots of violence takes place on screen. So if you have kids around or are not comfortable with this level of mature content, you can tone all of that down in the options menu. While I honestly find the in-game commentary quite funny, consider this a disclaimer before picking the game up. The setting is a post-apocalyptic hell on Earth populated by mutants, zombies, orcs, and much more. The part that I know sports fans will greatly appreciate is that the teams, player names, and stadiums directly parody the NFL. The Chiefs are called the Carcass City Creeps, while the Eagles are the Philadelphia Evils. The QBs of those respective teams are Hatrick My Homies and Waylon Hurts with a Z. Currently, all of the player models vary from different types of mutants, zombies, skeletons, or heavyset orcs. I do miss the werewolf, demon, and alien models from the first game, which will return in the future. A major highlight this time around is that each stadium brings so much personality for each team. The field in the Miami Kraken's stadium is made up of sand, but has big rocks your players can trip over. The field for the Malice Hellboys is made up of volcanic rock with geysers of lava that come up from the ground, and giant fireworms that might pop out and eat your players. All of the stadiums had their flair and uniqueness in the previous game, but it feels like the devs doubled down this time. Unique to Mutant Football League is the dirty tricks, many of which make a return along with a few from the DLC that I hadn't seen yet until this sequel. One of my favorites is the sticky ball, where the QB attempts to throw the ball, but it retracts back to their hands and is accompanied by a sound that quite hilariously sounds like it was pulled from the Looney Tunes. This dirty trick enables you to get a sack on the QB if you're playing defense. Or if you're on the offense, you can bring a shotgun with you on a run play and blast away the defense. Each team has a different set of these, and using these plays is absolutely essential for turning the tables on your opposing team. Every team can also bribe the referee to call a penalty. In addition, the bribed ref won't stop until you call the kill ref play and have that jerk replaced. These deadly dirty tricks and field hazards mean that your players will either be injured or die in the middle of a game. This mechanic can not only turn the tide of a single match, but a whole season or dynasty mode run. If you're playing one of these modes, you can resurrect your best players in between matches or turn that setting off if you'd rather not deal with it. This is yet another aspect that makes Mutant Football League unique to any other football game. However, it does need some tuning in the early build, but I can say that during my time with Mutant Football League 1, it made things quite interesting. Some newly added features to the presentation that I greatly enjoy are the dynamic camera behavior and replays. When a big hit occurs, the game slows down and the camera will either zoom in or spin around, creating some epic moments during an intense drive up the field as a result. As for replays, it isn't a full-on feature like you'd find in Madden, but you can play back the most recent big play that the game has decided to highlight in the pause menu. These additions, I find, are a great way to further enhance the presentation for a sequel such as this one. This early access build has such a long way to go, but includes some hints for what is to come. It seems a few different kinds of currency will come into play, which I hope doesn't lead to heavy monetization. However, the upgraded presentation and content that was previously DLC being included is a great start. There are likely some balancing tweaks and more under-the-hood things that need to be worked on, but my knowledge isn't in-depth enough to say what those could be. As I was working on this review, I decided it felt wrong to give an early access game a score. So I'll be taking a page from Steam's handbook for these types of releases. A thumbs up means yes, it's worth your time checking out now. Thumbs down suggests you might want to wait for more updates. At $24.99, I give Mutant Football League 2 a thumbs up. The game is a blast to play in its current state, and its development will be a treat to follow. I highly recommend checking out the first game as well while we wait for 1.0. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more Comics in the Cross gaming content.